Good evening, friends, and welcome to a Team Fortress TV cast of an ESEA-IM match between Speedy Cheetahs Esports and Sharknado. Joining me tonight will be Alex Lange Van Camp and Curtis Russ, also known as TRUKTRUK on camera. Say hello, Alex.
I am Alexander Lang Curtis Russ Van Camp. I play TF2, and I sometimes talk about it. Hey, Sean.
Oh, I'm Sean. I'm Seanbud. I forgot to introduce myself.
No,
oh
that's
my
okay.
Goodness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I offended you, Sean. Alright, that's no problem.
Yeah. We'll get over it.
Okay, anyways, Lang, do you want to go for rosters?
Yeah, so the teams we have playing tonight, as Seanbud said, Speedy Cheetahs Esports, which is a name that I'm a fan of. I already want these guys to win. And Sharknado, which is another, if I'm honest, it's another strong name.
Yeah.
But on Sharknado, we have the Scouts are Ringo and GLS. The Roamer is Trisk. The Demo Man is Yoshi. The Pocket is Blueberry Villain, and the Medic is Psyche. Now, in this team, I must admit, I don't know most of these players. I'm sort of out of touch with the lower divisions outside of Invite. But I've played against Trisk a lot, and he's impressed me pretty much every time I've played against him. Most of that was him on Scout, but I'm quite confident that Trisk will be just as impressive on Roamer, so I think he's going to be important to watch out for. And Blueberry Villain, I know enough about him and his playstyle to know that he's a pretty darn competent pocket. He doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes. He's like a good core for his team to play around. Not the flashiest player, but like he makes safe spots for his team to do work. So
right. That's something I'm somewhat familiar with. Blueberry, I think I've played a pug or two with that guy in the past. Seems like a nice bud, you know. Competent player. He's got the endorsement of Alex, so I'll trust him. I'll trust him to do work in this match. We'll get the Blueberry cam up once in a while. We also have Trisk, you said?
yeah.
He's coming to MGE All-Star. We were talking about that earlier?
No, that's Delpo.
Oh, Delpo.
On the Speedy
Delpo on the other
Cheetahs.
team. Ooh, okay. Speaking of the Speedy Cheetahs roster, we have their medic is going to be Deer. Dr. Gilbert is playing the Demo Man tonight. RJ is Pocket. Delpo, the MGE All-Star on Roamer, and Ubi and Imgib are the two scouts. Things to look out for there. Delpo, I try to avoid MGE, so I don't know quite as much about it as others, but we've heard Delpo, good things about Delpo in those MGE arenas. We'll see if it translates to Granary Middles. And then the scout pair, Imgib is, he's a threat. You got to look out for him on Sniper. Very, very competent sniper, so we'll look for the early pops into last from the opposing medic. And any other thoughts on the rosters?
I mean, I've also heard a thing or two about Ubi. I mean, again, I feel bad because I don't have a whole lot of experience playing against most of these players. So I guess it would be nice. We'll be surprised every time something good happens, which is always nice. It's not like, oh, Clockwork's flanking. Oh, he got a 4K. Who saw that coming?
Yawn.
Yeah, right. Fucking Clockwork's just. He's so good, it's boring. Who cares? Right. Let's just get him out of this game.
It's been done.
We need to watch these. You know, these kids have heart. That's what they have.
These young bloods.
They're gonna duke it out. These young Crips. The blood versus Crips. Red versus blue. That's what we got going on tonight. Gang war for the ages. As Dr. Clive has accepted Dr. Tube's shared experiment. Congratulations. These TF2 weddings popping off. Probably can't see that on stream, as I hope Curtis Russ has those disabled.
Years. Yeah, no.
But yeah, people still buying $100 wedding rings in TF2.
Nice.
So Sean, I know that asking for predictions in this situation is a little bit odd, considering neither of us know these teams too well. But search your heart of hearts. What do you feel like this match is going to be?
I'm putting all my rares on. Let's see. Yes, that's correct. We bet TF2 items on the outcome of these matches. I'm gonna bet on Sharknado. I think Sharknado's gonna take it. In my experience, especially at lower levels, a really solid combo can I don't know, help stabilize when things are getting a little hairy. I like Blueberry Villain on Pocket, right? I believe he's their Pocket Soldier Man. So I'm gonna go with Sharknado. Do you care to wager anything on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna go with the Speedy Cheetahs Esports. That MGE All-Star. I keep hearing about the MGE All-Stars on Speedy Cheetahs, and I don't know, Granary, crazy things can happen on Granary. This mid can definitely be influenced by some strong DM coming from your soldiers and your scouts. And mid on this map is almost everything, more so than some other maps.
Right.
So I'm going to give it to the Speedy Cheetahs, and I'm even going to throw in a score prediction. I'm going to say 5-4, just because I want to see a 5-4. I always like the 5-4s.
5-4s on Granary. We're ready for a marathon, apparently.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I hope it's a good match. Hope we get to see some action. Hope we don't see too much stalemating, although it is CP Granary, so let's... Probably not going to be able to avoid that, unfortunately. We were talking about the map earlier. Kurt is not a huge fan. If he was allowed to voice his opinion, I'll speak for Kurt right now, guys. CP Granary sucks. I'm not a fan of it, okay? That was Kurt speaking. I am actually a pretty decent fan of Granary. I don't mind it. I think the ammo packs could be placed a little better, so the stalemates weren't as painful. I feel like a lot of them are broken or, I don't know, lengthened because of the lack of ammo. You can't really continuously spam for damage on some of these chokes. But I am a fan of the Uber exchanges are fairly fun engagements, I guess, on this map, around the garage area and around the capture point 2. And then I like the last point. I think it's pretty well balanced with the forward spawn. I see a lot of pushes out, whereas on Snakewater you never ever see them, you know. Well, I guess that's on the older version of Snakewater. But I think Granary last is pretty well balanced. The middle is a little clustered, not a whole lot of vision for the medics. You'll see the medics go down a ton, and if your medic dies and you wipe on middle, it is... A lot of times it's the game over. You lose the round very quickly. So hopefully we'll see some interesting strategies out of teams to try and stabilize some of that. Anyways, Lange, any thoughts on CP Granary?
Yeah, that's sort of right. You're playing Pocket now, so you know the pain of never ever having ammo when pocketing on this map.
Oh my god, I have to get used to it all over again.
You constantly run out, yeah. But what you said about the Ubers being interesting on this map is true. I think this map is kind of painful if you're a flank player a lot of times, unless you're a creative roamer who knows how to make fun for themselves. But definitely the flank... talk to most scouts, they're not going to like this map. But on Pocket, as Sean said, it can be pretty fun. And especially these Ubers around point 2, they get really interesting and intricate. One of my favorite places to Uber back when I played Pocket was actually defending point 2, trying to hold off the incoming Uber push from yard. There's just so many things you can do to like bait out those Ubers and dance and make them split and abuse the tight quarters to have like your Uber... You know, if you take the Uber entirely for yourself, you can force the enemy team to split it amongst 2 or 3 people, and then you can use those few extra seconds to get some crucial damage, and then you can win like a really flashy 1v3 or something, and that was always fun. But yeah, definitely an Uber-centric map for sure. Really hard to have any sort of motion through these chokes without an Uber. So that, you know, there's a lot of stalemating going on, just waiting for Ubers to get up for that reason. Because these chokes are so tight and they're so easy to spam. It's difficult to get through them in one piece unless you're invulnerable.
Right. Yeah, I think it's the pushes are definitely dictated quite a bit by Ubers. I think on middles, once the round stabilizes, sometimes the flank becomes a lot more important. The sort of fight that goes on near your drop down and left yard, when a team's trying to push into yard, that becomes a lot more important. If you lose people trying to fall back into your base and defend 2, then it makes it much harder. Whereas if you have your whole flank alive in the stairwell, it's kind of a nightmare for the pushing team. Also, pushing into middle is always it's one of the hardest things to do, even with Uber advantage, because it's so easy for the team to get a force, and it's a back cap threat, and it's hard to chase down the enemy combo if they're in a smart position. So I'd say on Granary, it's one of those maps where, like, if your medic knows, you know, how far he can, how aggressive he can be and still survive once the Uber comes in, then you can just trade Ubers and you know, play proper TF2, I guess you'd call it. There's not a ton of room for playmaking unless the other team makes an error. Would you agree with that assessment?
I definitely want to echo what you said about the positioning and intelligence of the medic. I feel like on this map, the positioning of the medic is so crucial. I mean, that seems kind of silly, as if, you know, positioning of medic wasn't always crucial. But it seems really unforgiving on Granary. You know, if your medic is 10 feet too close to the garage on Granary, if you have it capped and you're holding it, they might not get out. Or if they delay half a second on their reaction on the Uber call to run away, again, they might not get out. And sort of the standard thing on Granary is, you know, if you're holding mid, the enemy team's pushing in, you spam them, force them, get out, let them start capping, and then you just re-push with your forwards. So it's like you sort of give up the ground, and then come back in and try to crush them before they can escape. So there's a lot of this, like, I don't know, it's sort of like cat and mouse, you know, you just trying to surprise the other people with really, really fast movements. You gotta storm the point, get in there really fast before they can escape, before they can get to the safety of those chokes. Yeah, so the medic has to be hyper aware and know how long it's going to take him to get to these chokes, to get through them and get to safety.
Right. Yeah, I'd say there's like there's a little room for innovation too. I mean, there's not as much as like other maps, but I'd say like you remember Season 8, you said, you know, the Check 6 famous wraparound. They kind of invented that, patented it. It became a kind of a popular strategy for a little bit, but now teams like kind of protect against it a little bit. It was also kind of a high risk, high reward play, you know.
Sort of what
you pretty much instantly win the round if they pull it off, but it's very, very risky. A lot of teams are more conservative. That's why Granary sometimes has a reputation of being a little slower paced. So I don't know. Hopefully, maybe we'll see some interesting strategy this season.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what other minutia of Granary I can talk about. I know one. So Granary, the midpoint is almost entirely invalid for off-classing. Reason being that the rollout is kind of long, and everyone can do it pretty quickly. So something like a pyro just can't keep up. A heavy definitely can't keep up. A spy certainly can't keep up. Like, the fight is pretty much over by the time any off-classers get there. So you either have to slow down your entire team and then risk the chokes getting sealed off, or you just have to hope your team survives till your off-classer gets there. But then you have second and last, where each of those are actually pretty darn good for off-classing. Spies can break those stalemates really effectively, and Sniper is seen almost every single time there's a last stalemate. So it's sort of interesting. There's just as much cookie cutter as there is crazy off-classing a lot of time. I'm trying to think if any other map sees as much spy play as Granary, and I don't think so. There's a lot of spying that happens on this map. It's sort of good for it.
Yeah, yeah. I would tend to agree with you there. Yeah, like you said though, not a lot of room. It's kind of a soldier-dominated middle. Maybe not necessarily dominated, but dictated. The soldier aggression, or you know, whether or not a soldier hits an air shot on the crate, kind of it can decide a middle very quickly if the bomb fails, or if it's cleaned up right away, or if the medic instantly dies and the aggression is cleaned up on the opposing side. It's definitely it's a middle that tests medics. And I don't know, scouts have potential to really, really deny the soldiers and put their team in a very good position for winning the middle.
Yeah, the medic really has to have their ears open for this, because maybe I can get Kurt to come with me on this journey. So right now I'm in free cam, and I'm in the blue garage entering mid. And you see, right when you come out of this garage, there's not a whole lot you can see. Most of your view is obscured by these crates. So you really have to rely on your scouts and your roamer, who should be either further up or on the high ground, to call these things out. And you have to build that picture in your head of where the enemy bombers are, where the enemy scouts are. And you have to know, you have to like count their footsteps to know when you need to move, which places are safe to move to, what players you can buff, when to push across point to like juke out their flank. You know, if their scout is rushing up the side, do you try to fight him with your pocket, or do you just run forward across the point so you're not there when his flank hits? Stuff like that. So being able to visualize the position of all the enemy players with minimal information is super important for a medic's survivability on this map. On this mid, I should say.
Right. Once you get out of the middle, I think it's a very, it's kind of a comfortable back for a medic as long as you know where to position yourself, but the middle is definitely a test. Very challenging. Anyways, do we have an update there? I noticed they're still missing one person.
I think it was said in chat that one of the players, I believe it was RJ? No, RJ's in here. Oh, I think, are all the players in here now? We have Juan D joining the game. Someone was restarting their router at some point, that's what I was trying to say.
Oh. Was he dropping frames?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. It looks like we have 12 players in the server. Just waiting for everybody to ready up so we can get this game underway.
Is the router overheating?
Definitely. So, wait, was this match scheduled to start at 9?
Yes.
Wow, so we're 21 minutes behind schedule already.
ESEA-IM is no different from ESEA Invite.
Yeah, so 21 minutes behind schedule means we're actually 9 minutes ahead of schedule for standard ESEA timelines here. So doing pretty good in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, we're going live, waiting for the home team to pick their side.
Oh man.
Oh bad. I agree.
So you know, on this first mid fight, I think we're gonna watch the roamers. I'm gonna put my cam on. You know, we've heard so much about him. There's so much hype around him. I gotta watch Delpo. I want to see what Delpo do.
What Delpo do?
I want to see what Delpo do. I want to see the way white people is.
I believe the opposing roamer is going to be Trisk, correct?
Absolutely. So why don't you
I got the
Trisk
cam, and hopefully they will meet midair and collide
and just kiss.
Do a little kiss.
Yep, just smoochies. Shout out to Tic Tac. Alright. No surprises here. Delpo moving into the garage. Jumps up to the crates, sees two members of the enemy flank, getting some uncontested spam on them, eats a rocket himself, is pushed off the high ground, and he goes down. What's Trisk doing?
Trisk got very aggressive from the left side and actually knocked the medic down to 10 health. He's stuck in garage, trying to play this a little slow. Yeah, you see the medic was forced to stay in garage to try and stay alive. He never really got out to heal the rest of his team, and his team paid for it. Now he's got a high tiller back to last. He's got a scout and a demo chasing him. I don't know if he's going to make it. I think he actually will. I think Burger Patty's going to take some pot shots here. I don't think he's actually going to get to him. So he does survive, but he's only at 67%. Red can rush this in with their Uber. I think they should know that they have quite a hefty advantage. They do. They pop it right away. They got people stuck in spawn. They need to kill this heavy. It looks like they're taking care of business here. We just need to get cap time on it. And wow, quick round to Red. Sharknado takes the first round in impressive fashion. Again, not even the medics survive middle, but still the Uber disadvantage. I mean, it shows that it can just roll around very quickly in your favor if you keep your medic alive after the mid. Anyways,
yeah, that was good aggression out of Blueberry. I like the way he played that Uber. What the hell was that noise? What is TF2? Anyway, yeah, Blueberry, really good Uber at the end there. Rocket jumping between the spawn doors, keeping him sealed. This minute I'm going to watch Yoshi, the demo man for the red team for Sharknado, getting some good spam out, sealing off the enemy team's garage. He doesn't have a whole lot of vision right now. He's actually getting flanked by Scout. Gets taken down by MGO. Delpo coming in with 200 health. Going to try to get this clean on the medic. Manages to take down Psyche. Delpo at 80 health on the point, fighting an invisible soldier and a Scout, I believe. He's got 17 health. Gets taken down by Blueberry. And Ubi goes down to Young Burger Patty Nado, which is potentially one of the 10 greatest names I've ever seen in TF2.
Yes, I agree. That was an impressive turnaround. I believe Red lost their medic right away? Oh no, I take that back. Looks like Blue's medic went down quickly, so they took care of business and were able to at least kill Red's medic late, which gives them about 30% Uber advantage, judging by the scoreboard here. So they are going to have a slight Uber advantage for holding yard. They are on Uber or crits? They actually did switch to crits. So let's get the cam on the demo and take a look and see what they're going to do with those crits coming up. I believe young Dr. Gilbert is who we're going to want to watch here.
Yeah, so do they have vision of the enemy combo? Do they know where the enemy combo is? Psyche, the red medic, is currently holding in mid on the garage side, so for the attackers that's going to be on the right side. Dr. Gilbert starting to move in, but they're actually on a soldier right now. RJ might be getting this crits. He jumps forward, doesn't see the combo. The crits does get popped. He has eyes on that combo in the yard. He gets juggled up, takes down Blueberry Villain, decides not to follow the medic. He wants to go for these kills on mid. A nice, crisp crit rocket, flies off, takes down Trisk. So that's 3 players down for Sharknado, but they're at 80% Uber. Young opts to stack the point, try to deny those forwards instead of moving up to point 2 and trying to start a fight there while 3 players were down. So Young is going to establish a bit of a presence here on capture point 4. I'm surprised they were able to get in for free, honestly. I would have thought there would be some stickies there. Psyche has her Uber right now, taking it in on Blueberry Villain. Uber's popped. Blueberry misses his rocket jump, not able to close the distance and get to that combo. He's going to let the combo get away, but 3 players for Speedy Cheetahs Esports do go down. Make that 4. Only the combo survives. They have Uber.
This could be big crits from RJ. Is right. He's in a good position, but I think his medic left him. I think he wanted to crits in garage there. Looks like he... Ooh, I think the medic thought he wanted to get... Oh, this is not good. Slight miscommunication there between Deer and RJ. I think RJ wanted to crits in garage when they pushed in. Might have been an okay crits, but I think they would have paid for it in the end. Would have got a collapsed on. The medic does survive, but he ended up popping the crits anyways, so they lost their advantage, and they did lose RJ. I think they're going to have to actually give up yard here as well. But that was a very good awareness. I think also really shout out to Blueberry Villain, good patience there not to chase the combo. He just waited for that scout to come back. He knew he had another pick, and I think I pretty much got them middle for free. So yeah, good awareness by Blueberry. That slight mistake, just a hiccup for just a second between Deer and RJ. Wasn't sure if we should have committed to that crits in garage or not. It's cost them the middle point. It looks like it might cost them yard too, because Reds got their Uber. I'd expect this to come in and take on the medic with crits.
Yeah, but Deer almost has his crits, so yeah, if they dance this Uber coming in, they can easily return the crits, but they're not forced coming through the choke. That's a huge problem. So now they're up against the shutters. Psyche has her Uber, Deer has his crits. It doesn't look like Speedy Cheetahs Esports are trying to be creative with this crit. They're not trying to surprise Sharknado and get a drop or anything. The Uber Force does come out from Blueberry Villain and Psyche. Deer backs up immediately with his pocket. That is RJ. The crits gets popped. This is the air shot. Oh, it goes for it again. It gets the wall shot. Takes on Blueberry Villain. RJ moving up, but the point's already been capped. Do they have members of the Sharknado team in last? No, they've been kept out. There's actually... No, I'm wrong. There's a scout here in last. It's Young Burger Patty. Takes down Obi. RJ on the point, trying to defend it. He's going to scout with him. It's 3v6. Going to need to see some really clutch play out of Speedy Cheetahs here, and they're not going to be able to do it, it looks like.
Yeah, the Red Scout, their Young Burger Patty, I believe he got in quickly and took down a scout, and he managed to survive as well. Gave him a big numbers advantage, pushing in there at the end after the crits and the Uber was exchanged. So again, good round in favor of Sharknado. So they're up 2-0 here. Going into the third mid, who are we going to take a look at, Lange?
You know, let me hit tab. Let me see who's scoring really well. Young Burger Patty has 18 points. So why don't we watch the scouts for Sharknado this mid. Let me get my camera on the youngest of the Burger Patties. Sort of taking it slow, making sure to get a big old buff. Sees the roamer bomb, denies him, stuffs him, blocks his jump, takes him out. That's Delpo he just killed. He's now fighting both scouts. His clean shots on both of them. Isolates Obi, takes him out. Now here's his chance to move up, get aggressive. It's only Dr. Gilbert left, but he's actually up top. He's fighting this to the bitter end, and the bitter end it most certainly is. Gets taken down by Gliss.
It was a good effort. The blue medic went down early. I think they were trying to get really aggressive on the left side, and I think he went down to an early bomb. I think it was a judgment call by Dr. Gilbert to try and kill the medic there at the end of that middle. Maybe fall back on 2 and get a sticky trap is a little more reliable way to do that if you're the only one survived on your team as the demo man. But anyways, looks like blue has set themselves up for a dire situation here. They got to defend last against Sharknado's 50% Uber advantage. So let's see what they can do.
So right now, Delpo is actually on Sniper. The roamer Sniper is like it's like jukebox, you know? So we're going to pull up the Delpo cam, see what he do. In the meantime, I'm going to look around. The push is actually coming in up top. Does Delpo know that push is coming in up top? Takes a shot, not able to get the drop. The Uber is popped from Psyche. Looking pretty effective.
I don't know if that was the drop. Deer had 99% on the HUD. Probably wasn't a drop. I don't think he quite got it. I think he was switching the beam around there right at the end. I'm not sure if he stayed on a target, he would have got it. That's always a bummer when you go down at 99. Very close to getting the Uber, and maybe could have defended that push at least. Anyways, that's a very quick half. Sharknado, very impressive.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the stats. Looking at the stats right now. Let's see who's making a splash. Blueberry Villain at 412 damage a minute. Not the most frags on his team. He has 9 frags, whereas Young Burger Patty has 12. But 412 damage a minute. That's pretty impressive. Young Burger Patty, the scout for Sharknado, currently sitting at a 12-1 KD.
I believe that's Ringo Starr. I think I'm reading chat and they're telling me it's Ringo Starr. Is that familiar?
Young Burger Patty is a much better name than Ringo Starr.
Alright, yeah, Young Burger Patty. Well played. 12 frags first half. I know you got a few clutch ones pushing into last. Anyways, to see that continue second half.
Yeah, Psyche, the medic for Sharknado, only has 1 death. So, I don't know. Do you think it's combo dominance or flank dominance from Sharknado that's shutting down Speedy Cheetahs, or what do you think's happening?
It's definitely mid dominance overall. I think if they're gonna go aggressive, Blue had a really aggressive middle last time, but their medic died very, very quickly. I think they the trade was for the demo. I think actually the blue scouts were a little, or excuse me, the red scouts last round for Sharknado were a little slow actually getting up top to defend that roamer, and I don't know if he gunboats, but he was able to take down the demo on their health kit very quickly, but then he was traded for, and the medic also went down. So if you trade the demo for a med, that's not necessarily in your advantage, even though demo does have a lot of influence over the initial fight. Losing your medic early on, if you don't get the enemy medic, you still really put yourself at a disadvantage for the rest of the round. So I think 2 of those mids, they at least need to try and get the enemy medic down so they have a chance at holding last. They've been kind of a couple roll rounds here, so let's see if they can turn around in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. Those re-heals on the scouts are super important for mid. Sean, who do you want to watch for this mid fight?
Let's take a look at the demo. I don't know if we've been on the demo can yet. I'm watching, let's see, Yoshi heading out up top. Let's see what he does with this. Looks like the enemy demo man looks to go to the lower health kit. I don't see the red combo yet. I think they came out on the right. Yoshi spots both soldiers. He's kind of ignoring him, getting damage on the right now. Looks like red's got 3 or 4 members pushing on the point very aggressively. Yoshi's getting some good damage on him if he goes down. The red medic does, however, go down, and Imgib is the last man up for red with 16 health and garage. He gets taken down by Young Burger Patty. Oh, is that a 2K or a 3K there at the end?
It was a 3K, I believe, from Young Burger Patty.
Oh boy. That's a lot of kills.
Yeah, so
it's
full wipe.
3.
Full. I mean, 3. It's several. It's multiple kills. Full wipe for Speedy Cheetahs. Delpo coming up in that sniper. We want to get that sniper cam up. Psyche currently playing it very safe though. She's hiding herself in that Z. Blueberry keeping a watchful eye out of all the flanks, sending some safety rockets over. They cap point 4, and it looks like they're going to rotate their combo of Sharknado up top here. They're taking it from up there again. That's what they did on their last push. Let's see what Delpo does. Delpo's kind of expecting it. He's throwing his scope up there every now and then. But he's not certain where the combo's coming. It looks like he's just gotten the call that they're up top, though, because he's really devoting a lot of his scope time to that. The push must come in a second. Actually, coming bottom right, the Uber is forced. Delpo not able to get the drop. Blueberry taking this Uber in towards the point, doing as much damage as he can. The heavy gets taken down. There's 2 players down. 4 Speedy Cheetahs. Make that 4. Make that still 4. Delpo doing what he can. But there's no health. There's like 10 health left on all the Speedy Cheetahs combined. And that's going to be 4-0 in favor of Sharknado.
Yeah, that was it's a solid last push there by Sharknado. Well fought there by Delpo and Dr. Gilbert towards the end. They did some pretty solid damage to them, but they just had the heal advantage there towards the end. They got cleaned up. So anyways, we got one more mid. Let's see if Young can turn it around here. Speedy Cheetahs Esports. And take a look at Imgib. I need a big round, Imgib. Come on. He takes a sticky right away. That's not good. He's pushing up the right side, fighting a soldier and a scout, but he's very hurt. He gets taken down by Trisk. Trisk with an early double kill. Not looking too good for Young. They are down 5, and Dr. Gilbert, last man up with 47 health. I don't know if he's got health to retreat from this, but he does survive. Let's see if he can get a surprise sticky kill or something on the medic. That's going to be one of the only ways this round can be salvaged. Someone needs to make a play.
Did he even get a trap up? Did he have time, or did he just run all the way out?
I believe he just ran out. I don't even know if he had stuff loaded. He was just running with his life.
I'm not seeing any traps here, so that cap's gonna go. Speedy Cheetahs, they have a heavy and a sniper. Mgib on sniper this time, said Delpo. Mgib manages to take down 1, but the Uber Pop comes in.
Ooh,
taking down another Blueberry villain.
Double kill. Gotta hit more shots. Gotta hit more shots. You got that heavy taking down the demo as he backs out. So it looks like it's just Psych and Bliss are gonna. Oh, I take that back. Imgib staying on sniper and pushing up to 2, takes down the medic before she's able to escape to her respawns. Looks like a scout got an early spawn. He's coming in to contest. Delpo takes him now. Now we got a Devil Man rolling out. Imgib's just gonna SMG him in the face. Well played by Imgib. Went for the air headshot. Imgib. I wanted it so bad. He didn't get it though. Really, really good stabilize there from Young. They were able to recap 2 as well. I'd give that credit to Imgib though. He finally made a play.
Yeah, he got that entry frag on, I believe it was a scout coming in. That instantly, put the numbers in their favor, even if they didn't have the Uber advantage in that fight.
The control point is being contested.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very spread out last point. An early pick on a scout is almost as devastating as getting a kill in a pocket of the medic early on. Looks like actually we got a back cap in progress. Is that going to go through? I believe trying to stop middle. Ooh, it does go through. Trisk gets a cap. Let's see if he's able to turn this into a last cap. I don't think so. He's got 13 health. He does get pinched by a couple of scouts. But he does get the backup. So well played by Trisk. And actually, is that Dr. Good with the demo, and Deer the medic was also lost in that fight.
Yeah, so what just happened on mid was, I think that was a bottle fight between the demo men, and Yoshi had like he was holding a spine with a skull attached to it, and he was just beating the enemy demo man to death with that. So I'm not quite sure what's happening in this video game of Team Fortresses, but all sorts of crazy stuff. The Uber is up for Psyche, taking this in. Was that a sick air shot from Blueberry? Is that what we just saw? Was that like a vert Dr. Direct coming in? Takes on the Sniper, clearing a lot of room for his team. I have to imagine they're going to get on the cap here any second now. The Heavy trying to do what he can, but he is not fast or Russian enough. That is 5-0 for Sharknado. A convincing win.
Devastating. Devastating. Nice try from Young there to push out. They were able to push out of their last and finally defended a last push. They kind of... they suffered again on middle. They couldn't get their medic out, and the other medic kept their Uber, so they rolled it into last quickly. And then the Ingib finally made a play and was able to stabilize that. However, on the push in the middle, looks like there was a gap, and Trisk snuck through there and was able to get a back cap. So, well played by Trisk. Well played by Sharknado. Really impressive.
Yeah, good game to Sharknado. You know, a good game to Speedy Cheetahs Esports as well, because Speedy Cheetahs Esports is it's a pretty awesome name. And they have the matching avatars going on. I like that. Showmanship, if anything. And we can always appreciate a little bit of showmanship here on Team Fortress TV.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We also had some pretty decent plays, I think, at times by Ingib and Delpo. I saw some pretty crisp rockets come out. Also, they were very close to holding a few of those last pushes. I think a Deer escaped, but wasn't quite able to get Uber. I think one round they Ubered in and killed him with like 85% or so, and then the one round was 99. So again, granary, it's just it's something you got to emphasize. If you're not good at defending your medic, or if your medic goes down a lot on middle, you better make sure to kill theirs. Otherwise, it's not going to look good for the last defense. Also, Mgib kind of finally made a play there at the end. Despite the Uber disadvantage, they were able to hold it. So that's another option. If you can't play the Uber advantage, you always got to just rely on your playmakers to get stuff done for you. So anyways, well played to both teams. Sharknado takes it in a convincing fashion. Any on this match, Lange?
I definitely agree with you that Speedy Cheetahs needed to start busting out the risky plays more. I think after the first half, it should have been obvious to them that they weren't doing well with the standard play, sort of the standard combo-centric play. They weren't winning those Uber exchanges and whatnot, and they usually weren't even getting Uber. So at that point, you have to just go, all right, we need to roll the dice here. We need to throw some wrenches in the gears and just see what we can make happen out of the chaos that ensues. And they started getting that idea in the last round or two when Mgib started going sniper.
Right.
But I think it was a little too late at that point. All the momentum was in Sharknado's favor. But yeah, I think that's about it for us here at Team Fortress TV. I want to thank Curtis Russ, that's Big TRUKTRUK, on that camera, impeccable as always. Seanbud, my co-caster. The Budship endures.
Yeah.
Team Fortress TV for letting us do this cast. Both teams for playing. ESEA for being a league that, they're alright. But, yeah. Thank you, Papa John's, for being my sponsor.
Extra crispy.
And it's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for watching, everyone. Good night.